my next video. It's about garlic and how to plant it. This is the second or third week of November. Usually I plant garlic a lot earlier than this, but I've just been busy and it's not too late. So I thought I'd just do a quick video and show you how I prep a bed and then how we plant garlic cloves so that we have a nice garlic crop in the summer, June or July-ish. But we eat a ton of garlic. It is wonderful for your immune system. It really helps keep those winter gross bugs at bay, and it tastes great. So I'm going to just show you how I prep a bed real quick, which is super easy with no dig because there's like almost no weeds and the soil's really soft and friable and easy to work with. But yeah, I'll show you how I plant it and I'll tell you how I take care of it through the winter. And I hope you learned something. Okay. All right, so we've got our garlic here, and this is probably controversial, but I just source my garlic from the grocery store. I pick the best looking organic bulbs I can get, and I plant cloves from those, and it works out every single time. You can go online and find what they call seed garlic if you're looking for like a specific variety that you want to grow, if you're real picky about what it is or what it looks like. But I've never been disappointed just by picking really nice looking bulbs from the organic section at the grocery store. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up all of these bulbs of garlic into their individual cloves, just like that. And we are literally just planting these cloves in the ground with the pointy side up and then the flatter side down, because that's where the roots are going to grow out of it. And then this eventually will sprout some green and you'll see that come up. It doesn't take very long at all. In late autumn, early winter, it's still growing. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and separate all of these. I've got 8 or 9, which if there's like 10 cloves in each bulb, we're looking at almost 100 garlic bulbs next year. And it just blows my mind, the generosity and the exponential nature of planting one seed. It's just lovely. So I'm going to get to work on separating all these cloves, and then I'm going to sort of loosen the soil a little bit just so it's easy to plop these down into the soil. But like I said, with no dig, you're really not having to work very hard to plant your garlic. So let's get started. Now that we have our cloves ready, individualized, and we have our soil sort of loose, we can get to planting the garlic. You don't have to unwrap it all the way. You can kind of see how there's still a little bit of just the outside husk or whatever on there. Not a big deal. Garlic is super not fussy. Alright, so I'm going to plant mine in rows, maybe about 3 or 4 inches apart, just like that. And like I said, you just make sure, the most important thing is to make sure the flat part's on the bottom and the pointy part is up top. And that is literally how you plant garlic. That's all there is to it. Now, after I get all of these cloves laid, I'm gonna go back through and cover them with about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of this loose compost I've kind of worked up with my hoe. But they don't have to be very deep at all. And if you do no-dig gardening or another type of gardening that keeps your soil nice and loose, then planting garlic is a cinch. So I'm going to go ahead and plant the rest of these cloves, and then I'll show you how I cover them up. And then we'll talk about what you do during the winter. but spoiler alert, you really don't have to do much. Okay. Okay, so we've got our garlic in the ground. Sometimes you'll hear people say that they plant their garlic like 2 to 4 inches under the dirt, and that works. But with no dig, I really prefer to plant things a little more shallow, and then you can top with compost if you want, which is kind of what I'm about to do here. I have a mix of rabbit manure and hay and rabbit hair that I'm gonna kind of sprinkle over to give it a little bit more depth, and then I'm gonna top it with leaves. And that's what I do to all my garden beds at the end of the winter. The leaves not only insulate the soil, but they break down and they fertilize it too. So with a good layer of garlic, a good layer of compost, and then a good layer of leaves, all this garlic should be good all winter. So let's get this stuff laid real quick. But the great thing about garlic is that it is maintenance free pretty much. It'll grow a little bit between now and when the ground hardens completely, like when it's totally frozen over. Little green buds will pop up, and then it won't do anything for a while. It kind of hibernates. During those really bitter cold times in January and February, sometimes I like to add just like junk hay or straw on top just to insulate it a little bit. But it'll snow and cover the greens and they'll do just fine. Alright, so that's our rabbit manure and hay. And these are like almost 100% sycamore leaves from our giant sycamore tree. Alright, that should do it. Sun's coming out. Oh, so that's it. This garlic will be pretty much maintenance free until it's time to harvest in June. Maybe just a little bit of weeding, and then maybe harvesting some garlic scapes in the late spring. But that's it. It's really low maintenance, and it probably took us, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. And a lot of that was just moving stuff around. So I hope you maybe learned a little bit about garlic. I hope you've been inspired to grow a little garlic in any empty patch of dirt, or you know, like a raised bed or something that you have. But yeah, it really is that easy. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.